Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's beauty blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to the first video for this week of releasing fascia tension. Now, if you saw my last video, which was Saturday, January 14th, I mentioned that this week I'm going to be focusing on fascia release, mainly in my jawline and around my eyes and in this cheek area. So I'm going to take these movements from Jane Mann's channel, which she demonstrates them, but I am going to do them, I'm going to film them in real time for you guys. Now, before I get started with this video, Misha says hi. I'm going to share with you my favorite fascia release tools, not only for my face, but for my body, because as I always say, everything is connected, and it's really important that you release that tension all over, not just in the face or the neck. You want to release it all over your body because it is all connected. Now, the difference is the muscles in your face, the skin connects to them, okay? It's attached to them. So when you have tension in your face, especially right here in this area and in your jawline and around your eyes, the skin will sag and hang. On your body, what happens when you have tight fascia, tight muscles, is not only do you feel it, but your range of motion is less over a period of time if you do not stretch and lengthen those muscles. Now, if you release the fascia on your body, your skin's gonna look better, it's going to look smoother, but it's not going to pick up the skin like it does in the face because the muscles are not attached to the skin in the body like they are to the face. I hope that makes sense. So let me get started with the fascia release tools that I love for my face. So let me put little Miss Misha down. So my first one, and you guys all know this, is the Anma. I love the Anma because it is a multifunctional tool. You have the thumbs here, which you can use for pressure points. You can use it along your jaw. You could go, you could go this way to do a stretch with the thumbs to release that tension along your jawline. You have the spine here, which is great to flush the skin like you would with a gua sha tool, but you can also use it to do these stretches along the neckline, and you can use it to do those deep fascia holds, which I'm gonna do this evening. That's my favorite fascia release tool for the face. I love the Lanshin Massager, face and neck. And you can use the Anma all over your body too, just so you know. My next tool is the Lanshin Massager. This is ceramic. You fill it up with boiling hot water. I love to use this on my neck all over and on my jawline to release tension and to work the fascia. This is so awesome to relieve the fascia tension in the neck. You can use it on your body too. You can use it on certain areas of the face, but it's a little bit more difficult because of the size, but it does cup those areas very, very nicely. My other tool that I like for the smaller areas is this two-pronged tool from the OMG Blaster set from Ashley Black. Now, the OMG Blaster is a set with 5 different interchangeable pieces here. Now, this is the only one that I like out of that set because the other ones encourage you to dig too much into the skin. I'm not a fan of that, the nugget for the face where you go in and you scrape the fascia in your wrinkles because it encourages you to dig that much. When you're working the fascia on the face with these tools, you don't want to be digging in there. It's just a light, brisk movement. And if you dig too much, it's not good for your fascia. It won't respond like it would with a fascia, a surface fascia release. So those are my favorite tools for the face. Now, I know a lot of you have the OMG Blaster, the full set, and you're like, can you please do a video on it? I am not going to do a video on it because I do not like it and I do not use it. I do not think it's great for the face. This is great for the face, and the face blaster is great for the face too, but I still feel like it encourages you to dig. Now, I've had this one, I've had like 5 of these. I use this for my body now. Like I like it to use like on my arms and in between, like on my inner thighs. That's what I use this for, but then they came out with a Pro Blaster, so this is my new go-to because it's much larger and easier to hold, less chances for it to drop. So this is a lot cheaper than this one. This is $125 on their website now, and I think this is $65. So, but if you drop this, it will break. Mine's been Gorilla Glued so many times because it's such a pain in the tail to return these when, you know, they have that 1,000-day guarantee. Now, with this OMG Blaster, they are now selling this separately without a kit for $49. Do I think you need to run out and buy this? No, I do not. Because if you have the Anma, this will work perfectly good in those smaller areas with just a finger. You don't need the separate tool, but by all means, if you want it, then please go out and get it. I'm just telling you that these fascia blasters are really expensive for what they are. They break really easily, and it's really a pain in the tail to get them replaced. You have to now register your product within 30 days of receiving it. And then when you put in a claim to have your tools replaced, you have to print out all these papers, take these pictures, email it into them, and then it could be like weeks or months before you receive a replacement. All right, so that's it for the face. Those are my favorite massage tools for the face, especially to work the fascia. Now, doing just like wash-a with the slide and glide doesn't really work the fascia like how it needs to be worked. You need these tools like the Anma to really get in there to work in with the fascia. It's like combing it out versus this. This will relieve muscle tension in the face, but it's not going to get in there and truly work the fascia. Yeah, you can go in those little areas and comb it out, but it takes a long time to do that and you'll get frustrated. For the body, to release tension and muscle knots in the body, my favorite tools are these massage balls from P.Volve. So they have these in a set. It comes with these 2 separate balls. These are lacrosse balls, but they're bigger than lacrosse balls. And they're great for like in between your shoulders, working your buttocks, your feet, your thighs, your hip flexors, in on your chest to release that tension. So they have this one where the ball is connected and it has this split in the middle. I love to use this on my feet. I love to use it for my calves, and I love to use it up along my spine. It is amazing. And I believe the set is only like $24.99. It is well worth it. And then these ones I will use like to work my hip flexors to relieve tension, and around in my buttocks, and then like right here in the chest. I lay down on the ground and work it in there. And P.Volve does actually have a couple classes on showing you how to use these to release tension throughout your body, but of course you do have to be a member. My second favorite way to release tension all over the body is this Amazon Basics foam roller. It's like $15 and change. I've had mine for so long and it's been great. It's held up really, really well. It's one of the cheapest foam rollers you can buy online, because usually when you go into the sports store and everything, they're like $25 to $30, but Amazon sells theirs for $15. I love this. I always do this every morning before my workouts to help release tension and also lengthen those muscles before I stretch. And I do the massage balls about 1 or 2 times a week. I will go in with the massage balls first to relieve like muscle knots. and the tension, and then I'll go in and foam roll, and then I do a nice stretching session. Now, for fascia release on the body, these are the only tools that work, okay? And that is the Fascia Blasters by Ashley Black. If you're just starting out, you want to start out with the smaller claws to work the surface level. And then when you've been doing it for a while, then you get the bigger claws and you go a little bit deeper because the fascia runs in between the different layers of the muscle. Now, these are great. They work phenomenal. So this is $125 for this tool. You just need this tool. However, my favorite is this new one. It's called the Brush and Blast. You can get these little brushes and put in here so you can brush and exfoliate the skin at the same time. I got this for their Black Friday deal. I paid $99 for it. I did not get the brushes because I don't feel like they're needed. I love this. So these you can use all over your body. Really great for your arms. Well, the arms, I don't use this as much because it is kind of a little bit awkward, but you can use it for your arms. It will work perfectly fine. They are a lot lighter now than what they used to be. But I use it for my arms, my quads, my hamstrings, my bum, my lower back, my tummy, my upper back. That's what I use this for, my obliques. You can do the same thing with this. You can cover more surface area, but however, this is like $250 now, so it's totally not worth it. That's why I like to get these tools when they first come out. I'm signed up for their email, so when they release a new tool, I know ahead of time. I follow them on Facebook, and I put my name on the waiting list, so I get that special email, and they send me the link for me to purchase when my name is called up on the list, and I get it for that special price. This is a newer to me one. I picked this up when they first released this. I want to say like September timeframe. This is now $125. When I purchased it I think for $69. It's a great deal. What I love about this versus the face blaster is it has this silicone pad on it, so it makes it easy to grip, so it's easy in the shower. That's what I use this. I use this in the shower. I love to use it on my arms, my chest, and the inside of my thighs and my calves. And this is great on your feet too. This is even better on your feet. So I love this. It is great, but now it is $125. But I wanted to share this with you in case you're interested in it. Fascia blasting on your body. It's great. It's great for your skin. It helps with crepey skin. It helps tighten the skin because you're bringing that blood flow to the surface. And it's feeding the skin nutrients, so all of those nutrients feed the skin as well, which will result in tighter, smoother looking skin. Also, throughout your body, those fascia adhesions, they clamp down on the muscle, blocking blood flow and lymphatic fluid. So when you release that fascia tension all over, it allows all that fluid, all that lymphatic fluid to drain out and the blood supply to be regained to the area. And when this happens, sometimes it results in bruising. Like when I haven't done this for a while, so when I did it a couple weeks ago, I had bruises all over and I couldn't do fascia blasting for a week because when you get those bruises, they are sore because you released adhesions. Just like when you go in and get a deep tissue massage, you're very sore the next day because those muscle knots are finding their new place. So they're gonna be sore, right? So when you get the bruising, you have to use arnica. It really helps it heal faster. I didn't have any arnica, so I didn't use that. So I have to wait until there's no soreness on that bruise. But if the bruise is really dark, you don't want to go back over it because it'll make it worse, right? The skin is healing and restoring itself there. So I wanted to share these with you guys because I think that's really important. Now, when you're working the fascia on the body and the face, one of the contraindications is if you were on blood thinners and if you're pregnant or nursing. So take that into consideration. If you are looking into getting into fascia blasting on your body, make sure you look at all the contraindications to make sure it's right for you. Any device, any tool, always look into the contraindications to make sure it's right for you and to check in with your healthcare provider. All right, so I am going to go wash my face and I'm going to perform those deep fascial holds, and then we are going to come back for microcurrent gua sha. Yay, I'm so excited for this. Oh, and I got my hair done today. I got it colored. It looks so much better now. Doesn't it look so pretty? I just love the way my hairstylist does my hair. It just looks so good. My grays are all blended now. And I love the way she blows it out. I can never get my hair to look this smooth when I blow it out. I can only get it to look like this smooth when I use like the T3 edge brush or a flat iron. So I'm just loving it. It looks so good. It makes me feel refreshed. All right, so I will see you guys in a bit. I'm sorry for this long introduction, but I wanted to bring this up and show you guys all this because I think it's very important. If you want to make this area look really good, you have to relieve that tension, especially in your neck and your shoulders and your chest. It's gonna help with your posture. It's gonna help with the way your neck and your chin look. It's also gonna help with your aura lift device as well. All right, so I will see you in a sec. Mwah. I am inserting this clip before you guys go into the microcurrent portion of this video. You know, this is not my idea for microcurrent gua sha. I originally learned about it from Penn Smith, and that's where I found out about from microcurrentlove.com. Now, I always give credit when I find things that are helpful and I demonstrate them here on YouTube or use them in my skincare routine or anything like that. I always give credit where it's due. So I wanted to put that out there. This is not my idea and I'm not taking credit for it. Another thing too is you have to take into consideration, this is the first time I am doing this tonight with the electrodes. So it's not perfect. So please don't be rough on me. I will perfect it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy the next portion of this video. Bye. All right, let's do this microcurrent gua sha, shall we? Okay, so I did my deep fascial holds. Everything feels so good. So now we're gonna do the microcurrent with these stainless steel gua sha tools. Now this is not my idea. Where I first saw this was from Penn Smith's channel when she was introducing from Microcurrent Love. So Mai has a Facebook group called Microcurrent Love, and she also sells these gua sha tools. They're called the beige. They're made out of copper. Now, copper is a much better conductor than stainless steel. However, they are an investment. They are beautiful gua sha tools. And if this is something that interests you, that might be your go-to way to perform your microcurrent using the gua sha tools, because you can use these for lifting for the pinch and hold technique as well. All right, so let's get started. So first, this is going to be a wing it session because when I very first demonstrated these, I did it on Instagram with the MyoLift gloves. And the reason why I want to try it this way is because the MyoLift gloves get caught in the conductive gel. And you have to be really careful when you wash those, okay? The conductive gel would probably come out of those, but however, they're meant to be used with water. So I'm like, let's try it with the electrodes. So I took the electrodes. You can get these, they sell them by themselves on 70's website, and I trimmed them to fit my gua sha tool. So these gua sha tools, I did not spend a lot on them. I paid $6 each on Amazon. They're not really the ideal shape that I was looking for because I would like for this to be even versus it being longer on one side. I do not like gua sha tools like that. Lanshin has their intro tool, which I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. So mine's the rose quartz. They do make this in stainless steel. You can find a number of stainless steel gua sha tools on Amazon.com. And you can also invest in the beige that Mai makes from Microcurrent Love. Now, I believe she's coming out with brass ones too. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and this is the connector that you use for the MyoLift Mini for your hands-free mask and gloves. So I'm just going to take the electrodes and plug them into the pins here and hope and pray that this works. All right, so the setting that we're going to use on the MyoLift Mini is going to be Erase Level 1. Actually, I'm going to do Erase Level 2 because I believe you have to bump it up in order to get these to be a good conductor. And you need conductive gel. So I'm going to take my Restore Conductive Gel and we're going to start out at the neck here, okay? And work our way up. So this is a really good idea for you to release tension. It's fairly easy, and get some gua sha, especially after those deep fascial holes or after a surface fascia release. It's really nice because it will flush the skin and also relieve additional tension. Okay, so I'm going to press run on my MyoLift Mini, and I'm going to do a test. So I'm going to take one of these and hold it right here underneath my ear, and I'm going to take the other one, and we're not conducting. Nope, so it doesn't work with the electrodes. Let me try and bump up the intensity. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. So I had to bump up the density. So it's working. Okay, so I'm going to take one right here on my neck behind my ear, and I'm going to take the other one and then just perform a gua sha move of going down. You can do this 3 to 5 times. That was 3. We're going to do 4. Okay, then I'm going to come over here right underneath my jaw and do the same thing. Okay, and then just work my way. It's kind of hard to see this. Once we get on the face, it's going to be easier. Conducting, yay, it works. I'm so happy, yay. This is so much easier. So you don't want to go where your thyroid is. So I'm just going to go around that. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm releasing that tension in my neck. And getting the microcurrent in there on erase mode is going to help lengthen that muscle and break up those fascia adhesions. It's also going to help hydrate the muscles and stimulate ATP. So you're not going to really be able to see the difference in my skin with this, just so you guys know. Well, you might. We'll do one side and check it out. So I'm going to put conductor gel all over my cheek, and I'm going to try lowering it when we get to the eye to 300 microamps and see if we get any conduction. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, I'm going to hold it right here, and then I'm going to take this side and I'm going to work my jawline. Okay, we got conduction. Give it a little wiggle. Okay, next we're going to work this side of the face. So I'm going to take this. This I'm using not only for the conduction, but I'm using it to hold my skin taut. Okay, I'm gonna take this, sculpt out my cheek, release that tension in there. Sometimes they're gonna touch, okay? Just like the probes do. And they're gonna touch more frequently while I'm doing this as a demo because I'm using the viewfinder to perform this treatment. Oh, I feel a lot of tension releasing in my cheek with this. Okay, and then come over the cheek. Feels so good, guys. OMG. Isn't it cool how you can just find out all these cool different ways to perform your microcurrent treatment, especially with the MyoLift devices, because you can't do this with any other microcurrent device. You could do it with the Nutratus Pico toner, but that is a pico wave. It's not like a microcurrent wave. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the current down to 300 because we're going to be working underneath our eyes. And remember, you can't use a current above 300 microamps underneath the eyes. I'm going to put some conductive gel and put this around my eyes. And we're going to use 300 on the forehead too, because remember, the forehead is always at level 1, and you can't, the muscles in the forehead don't respond to a higher microcurrent level, just like the neck. Okay, so my tools are kind of getting messy, so I'm just going to wipe it off on my cloth here. So I'm going to use this one to anchor. I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to gently glide it underneath my eye. Take it up here in my temple, give it a little wiggle. It's working. It's working. Yay! Okay, now we're going to do the eyebrow. I don't really like the way these tools are shaped to work the eyebrow area. It's just, you know, it's just not the right shape. I like it to be even. I like it to be even to work my jawline. I can't turn it the other way because I have the electrode there. But I do still feel some release here. Okay, so now let's work the forehead. So I'm gonna hold one here underneath my brow, and I'm gonna take this edge and just go up along the forehead. And over here. The tools that my cells, the beige, they're like the perfect size to do this. Perfect everything. One day I will get them. Okay. And then I'm going to just work in between my brows here. And I'm just going to do that. I'm going to hold one right here, and I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to go up. Conducting. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, so that's one side. Let's do the other side. Oh, maybe I can show you guys a little bit easier on this side. Okay, I'm going to increase my intensity back up to 350. I'm gonna hold this right here to conduct. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to do that. So it's a little bit tougher for me to do it on this side and demonstrate, so I just have to get my placement. I can't tell you how good this feels on my neck. Like, I really feel this stretching where I have that tension. Okay, I wish I could do it right in here. That's where I really need it, but I'll use the Anma for that. Okay, so we're gonna work the jawline and work the cheek. So apply your conductive gel accordingly. Okay. So I'm gonna take one here. Okay. So one thing I do notice is that, you know, they do slide, you slide from position when you're trying to anchor this one right here, you do slide a little bit because of the conductive gel on the skin. I lost count. So remember, you could do this each move 3 to 5 times. Okay, I'm gonna take this one, come up underneath my cheekbone. Give it a little wiggle. Just like you're doing basic gua sha. Feels so good. So if I do an extra one, I don't mind. Okay. So you guys got to keep in mind that this is my first time performing this with the electrodes, so my placement is kind of a little bit off because my hands do kind of slip a little bit, but I'm giving you an idea. Feels so incredibly good. Okay, now let's do underneath the eye, above the eyebrow, and the forehead. So you could play around with it, see what works best for you, but you know, you're mainly focusing on these slide and glide movements to release the tension in the muscle. So I'm gonna knock down or decrease my intensity to 300. And the reason why I'm using it so high, I can't remember if I explained this already, is that you're conducting through these tools. So you need it to be set just a bit higher because of the conduction. So I'm gonna place this right here. Take this one, just gently under that eye. Give it a little wiggle. Just like when you use the MyoLift mini gloves, they tell you that you might have to have it up a couple of points because the current isn't as strong going through the gloves. This feels so good. Where it's really tough to hold your placement is when we do the forehead. So, like right here. Keeping this anchored so it doesn't touch your eyeball. You don't want this to touch your eyeball, okay? All right, I'm all done. There we go. And remember, I'm avoiding using lift or educate on my face this week because I'm trying to work out that tension and I don't want to contribute to it. So I'm just using erase for my microcurrent. And I wanted to show you guys the microcurrent with the gua sha tools, show you how you can use them. It's amazing. I highly suggest that you try it out. The first time I tried it was with the gloves, and you can still do it with the gloves versus the electrodes. Just keep in mind that they will get dirty from the conductive gel. It will get all up in there, and you do have to wear the vinyl gloves or the nitrile gloves underneath the conductive gel. And you will have to, you need the conductive gel on the skin for the slip. You can't do it with just water, and you would use too much of a conductive mist in between. If you wanted to use it with the conducting serum and the mist, you would use way too much of that mist, and that's where the conductive gel would come in. So I'm gonna go wipe off the conductive gel off my skin, and we'll take a look at it, and I'll see you in a sec. Hi everyone, I removed the Restore Conductive Gel from my skin. I haven't applied my conductive gel, my skincare yet, but I wanted you guys to come back and see my skin. It has a really nice glow to it. I do feel like a lot of tension has been released in my face and my neck. I would like to get in there and work the gua sha tools on erase mode from my neck down into my traps. So I'm going to work on that the next time I do this. Now, is this something I'm going to do every day? No, because that was a lot of current running throughout my face, and I sort of kind of have a little bit of a headache right now. I'm not so sure if it was from maybe the current or releasing that tension. I'll have to let you know. But it's a great idea. I'm going to be perfecting this a little bit more. It is a little bit awkward to do because you have to be careful with the slipping of the skin, and you're using your gua sha tool to anchor. Now you could probably use one gua sha tool and a glove if you wanted to, but then like I said, you have to take into consideration that the conductive gel is going to get into that glove. Now I know I think she has like certain electrodes that she uses on her tools. I'm not for sure if she sells them on her website, but she's based in the UK, so the shipping is very expensive. They're less bulkier, so they would be ideal, but she uses these with the Pico toner, where I'm using the MyoLift Mini. Now, I think that this would be really great with the Mann Lift. So Art of Skincare will be carrying the Mann Lift here pretty soon. It's going to be calibrated for the MyoLift Mini and their MyoLift Tri-Wave. That's going to be something to look into because you could use that on erase mode to release that tension, and it would be a lot easier to perform than these gua sha tools. So look at where you want to spend your money. I couldn't find the ideal stainless steel gua sha tool on Amazon. I got these. I only paid, $6 and change for them each. The ideal ones would be the ones from Microcurrent Love, which are made out of the beige and the copper. They're going to conduct better into the skin, but they're the ideal shape. And these are a bit heavy to use as well. So you got to take that all into consideration. I wanted to demonstrate this because a lot of you have been asking me since I demonstrated it on Instagram quite a few months ago. It is a little bit awkward if you don't have a lot of dexterity with your hands. If your hands bother you to where if you have arthritis, like I do, I can just tell you it is a little bit awkward. So yeah, so there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this video and this treatment. Oh, check in here. So I used my Ninja Speedy Cooker. I'll put up a video here for you. I used it tonight for the very first time, and it was so good. So we had chicken, teriyaki chicken thighs, baby broccoli, and white rice, and I did it all at the same time in that one pot. So you put everything in there basically raw. So on the bottom is your base, and so I did white jasmine rice, rinsed it off really well, put in my 2 cups of water, so 1 cup of jasmine rice, 2 cups of water, and then I washed my broccoli, chopped it up, put it into the same pot as where the rice is, and then on top you set the air fryer plate, and you put your chicken on top of there, or your protein source, and you close the lid and you set it for rapid cook. So it takes about 5 minutes to heat up, and then once it heats up, it steams for 10 minutes, and then it air fries for 5 minutes. So your meal is done in 20 minutes, all in one container, minimal cleanup, and it was healthy. So I'm gonna be cooking with it all this week, and like it was so good. My husband is like perplexed. He keeps thinking, how did they do that? He's like, I can't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. But it is amazing. I highly recommend that you look into it. There's so many things that you can use it for, not just for the rapid meals. You can steam, you could bake, you could broil. You can sous vide, proof. You can steam and bake at the same time, and a couple of other things. This one is a 12-in-1. It's $199 on Ninja's website, and then they have the other one that's on Walmart.com, which is the Ninja Speedy. It's a 10-in-1, so it doesn't do as much, but it's on sale for $149. So if you are someone who doesn't have a lot of time to cook, you're looking for something that will help you, you know, stay on track with healthy eating and cooking, you know, your meals quicker, I highly recommend it because our meal came out fabulous. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sending you all so much love and light, and our next video will be up and we're going to be working that tension out in our jaw. Okay. All right, I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.